to express yourself in front of others.
No, no, my question was not that. That is fine. How we are going to express ourselves, that is again a combination of our attitude as well as our behavior, is again a combination of our attitude and our personality. So, what I am asking is attitude a learned, characteristics, or is it something we are born with?
It is spontaneous in nature.
Spontaneous ଯେ ଆପଣ ସେଇଟାକୁ କେମିତି spontaneously ଆଣୁଛନ୍ତି?
ଗୋଟେ
Is it
ସିଚୁଏସନ
something you have learned or acquired? How do you develop a particular attitude towards something?
So it is not acquired, I think, because
Why?
sometimes uh, when you don't have anything, you are you express
ଆପଣ
yourself as a normal.
ମୁଁ ଟିକେ 2 ମିନିଟ୍
Normal.
ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଦିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରି ଦଉଛି. Let me ask you two things. In childhood, whatever ଆମର ଯେତିକି ବେଳକୁ ଆମକୁ ମୋ ପେରେଣ୍ଟସ୍ କିମ୍ବା ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ପେରେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦଉଥିଲେ when you were not independent on your own, did you have any choices? ଯାହା ସେ ଦଉଥିଲେ ଆମେମାନେ ଖାଉଥିଲେ ଯେବେ ଆମର ସେତିକି ସେନ୍ସେସ୍ ନଥିଲା. ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ରେ we have strong attitude towards some vegetables or some kind of a food that we do not like, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
ଯଦି ସେଇଟା ଆପଣ ୟେସ୍ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଇଟା ଏବେ ଓଭର ଦି ପିରିୟଡ଼ ଅଫ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ ଆପଣ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଶିଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ଏଇଟା ଆକ୍ୱାର୍ଡ ହେଲା, ୟେସ୍ ଅର୍ ନୋ?
yes,
Yes, sir.
ତ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଲାଇନରେ ଯୋଉ ୱିନଷ୍ଟନ୍ ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚିଲଙ୍କର କୋଟ୍ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ଇଜ ଲିଟଲ୍ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମେକ୍ସ ଏ ବିଗ୍ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ. ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍?
depend upon the
If you do not
experience
have the
situation.
attitude, again,
Depend upon the situation and experience.
yes, that I agree. Depend upon the situation as well as your experience. ଆମେ ସେଇଠିକି ଯିବା. ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଆଡ଼କୁ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ ଅପନ୍ ଦି ସିଚୁଏସନ୍ ଯୋଉଟାକୁ ହିଣ୍ଟ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଠିକି ଆମେ ଯିବା. କିନ୍ତୁ ୱିନଷ୍ଟନ୍ ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚିଲ୍ ଗୋଟେ କଥା କହିଛନ୍ତି, ସେଇଟା କ'ଣ? ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ଇଜ ଅ ଲିଟଲ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମେକ୍ସ ଅ ବିଗ୍ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ. ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ବେସିକାଲି ମିନ୍ସ if your attitude is positive in nature, you will be proactive in nature, you are self motivated. Yes. Do I need to tell you to do something? No. You will
Yes.
be at that particular time self motivated. You are given a task, you are given a job to do. So I do not need to guide you because your attitude is positive. Under the pressure, under immense, other situations, your attitude being positive, you will take it as a challenge that I have to complete the task which is given to me. That is what attitude is. You ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ, ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ର କ'ଣ ଅଛି ଭେରାଇଟି ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ, ଇଟ୍ସ ଇଦର ପଜିଟିଭ୍ ଅର୍ ନେଗେଟିଭ୍, ବଟ୍ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ବେସିକାଲି ଡିଫାଇନ୍ସ ହାଉ ମାଇ ବିହେଭିୟର ଇଜ୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ବି. So in this slide, there are a lot of factors देखिए. Attitude is everything. What is attitude? It may be faith, determination, optimism, mindset, positive mindset, negative mindset. What is your mind in? Positivity, outflow, then there's belief, perspective, hope. See, adaptability, empowerment, self-esteem. There are a lot of things where attitude matters a lot. If you are a person with a positive attitude, under a lot of pressure, you will display resilience. That basically means under pressure, you will be again so motivated that even the task which may be impossible, you will complete it because you have taken it as a challenge. So, what is attitude? Attitude is said to be a result of a mix of three things, such as cognition part or the learning, which deals with beliefs, ideas of a person he has created about about a person. Haba eta peon, sorry, I'm very extremely sorry. Eta person haba. Edit kar do. about a person or an object. An affective element, which is a person's feeling. The second element कौन कहूची affective element रे कौन और effective element रे कौन कहूची person's feeling about the object, and planned element which the person has towards an object. और basically ଆମର ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ କଣ ସେ କହୁଛି attitude ର ତିନିଟା types ର ଆମର component ଅଛନ୍ତି. What kind of components are there? This is what we are going to discuss. The cognitive component, the cognitive element of an attitude pertains to a person's beliefs, thoughts, and learning about a certain object, person, and situation. One of your friends said कि मोर गोटे situation नहीं कि ଆମର ଗୋଟେ particular attitude ଅଛି when I am going to meet a new client, when I am under pressure to meet a particular target, when I am under pressure to deliver a new, technology and explain it to my fellow subordinates or my colleagues in the office. So that is again a challenge for me. So at that particular time, if my attitude is positive, again, I am going to overcome it. Jodi my attitude at that particular time would be negative, or I have a feeling of fear, or I am a person who, would want to stay or shy away from the particular challenge, then from that situation, the cognitive aspect or the learning aspect, it is also going to shape my attitude. Either I'm going to avoid it or I'm going to face it head on. What it involves? It involves rational thinking, balancing. We are going to balance out. We are going to be very practical when we are going to assess the situation, how we are going to do it, and then that cognition will help me form a particular attitude, logical analysis. Human beings, we are all intelligent. We weigh, we are always weighing, is this thing better or the another thing is better. Whenever we are doing anything, we always rationalize, we always logically assess things and then interpret that particular thing in our lives. So ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମେ କଣ କରୁଛେ କି ଆମେ we try to at that particular moment of time we create a image in our brain, and that learning stays with us. That forms an attitude. ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ? And data processing linked to work related process. Next ହେଉଛି affective component. ଯଦି ଯୋଉଠି ଟିକେ ଡାଉଟ୍ ରହିବ କାଇଣ୍ଡଲି ପଚାରିବେ, ବିକଜ ମୁଁ ଆଜି ଟିକେ ସ୍ପିଡ୍ ଅପ୍ କରିବି. ତ affective component, affective element refers to a person's emotional reaction or feelings associated with a specific object, person, or a situation. It has positive or negative emotions like likes and dislikes. I may, many of us have strong feelings towards certain people. So, at that particular time, we may display a very negative reaction. That negative thing is, a negative attitude. When we, say, ମାନେ politically correct ହେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ, otherwise I can give n number of examples. When we say, person who is, say, a image of corruption, a image of doing bad things. So I would want to avoid, or my interpretation, my attitude towards that person would obviously be negative. Hence, the affective component is how a particular situation or person or an object is affecting me. What is my attitude towards it? Say, for example, ethically, most of us have forgotten how to write in the ଏ ଯୋଉ ଆମର fountain pen ରେ କେମିତି ଲେଖିବା କଥା. Most of us avoid it. କାହିଁକିନା ଆମେ we fear that if we write, then we may blot the paper. If I'm going to, if my habit is not such that I practice or I use it regularly, then I will form a negative attitude towards it. So ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମର କ'ଣ ହେଉଛି ପଜିଟିଭ, ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମେ ନେକ୍ସଟକୁ ଆସିବା. It has a positive or negative emotion, likes or dislikes, and overall mood related to work related facets. So your negative mindset, negative attitude will also dictate your moods. I mean, जो moods पढ़ी थी, moods हमें कौन पढ़ी थी last class? Anybody can summarize? What was moods? How was moods different from emotions? What was emotion? Emotion longer ना moods टा longer ଥିଲା?
Sir, moods changes due to situations from time to time. Basically,
ଏଟା
mood
ତ
changes.
ଇମୋସନ ସେ ଆମେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଯେବେ କଭର କରିଥିଲେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ଲାଇଡରେ
ଇମୋସନାଲ ଆମର
ମୁଁ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ କରିଥିଲି your emotions are instantaneous ଏବେ happy ଅଛ କାଲିକୁ ତମେ ଆଉ ଘଣ୍ଟେ ପରେ you will be sad ଆଉ ଘଣ୍ଟେ ପରେ you will be depressed next tomorrow morning you will be recharged you are again happy but mood when you are exposed to a continuous monotonous environment, a environment where your boss, the office environment I'm talking about, your formal environment is not uh, you know positive or it's not just giving you positive vibes. So ତମେ ଯେତେ ନିଜକୁ distracted ରଖିବ mood will always be bad over there. So it is going to affect. So ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଏବେ ପଏଣ୍ଟଟା ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି ନା କଣ ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ କଣ କହିଲି? Is this point clear to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So moving on, positive affective attitudes result in workers having lovely emotions such as joy or pleasure in relation to their work. It may include your work environment, it may include any kind of challenges which are given. Contrarily, negative or in the hindsight, if you look at it, inverse ta kaun taro, negative affective attitudes involve feelings of discontent, frustration, or anger towards work related facets. So, discontent would be the work environment, the nature of work which is provided to you. You may be discontent because you feel that a little bit of more challenging or leadership role may be provided to you. So that creates a negative feeling. So it is affecting our attitude. Next is the behavioral component. The behavioral facet means a person's will to act or behave in a certain way based on their attitudes. It involves visual actions, decision making, and replies shown by workers in the workplace. For example, let us go through the example also. A worker with positive attitude may show bold conduct. Bold doesn't necessarily mean something not within the requirements of the legal system, but here it basically means the person may be bold in work. The person may be innovative, the person may be creative, person may take some leadership skills. The person may try to do something out of the box. So that may shows a bold or something hatke. So, for example, a person with positive attitude may show bold conduct, such as taking the initiative. So, I want to do it on my own, or let me go first, take the risk, and others may follow. Offering help to co-workers, like a supervisor, or going beyond their assigned tasks. On the other hand, a worker with an averse or negative attitude may display manners like opposition, absenteeism, and a passive aggressive relation, which is negative because you cannot control the person. The person is going to be a rotten apple in the basket. Once the person is actually displaying some negative attitude, that is only that may sometimes rub off on some other people. They may also try to challenge the authority, and they may also you know at times they will display negativity. So overall behavioral component ଟା ଆପଣ ବୁଝିଲେ till now କାହାର କିଛି doubt ଅଛି ଯଦି ପଚାରନ୍ତୁ. Any doubts? Moving on. Importance of attitude कौन? Job satisfaction and employee engagement. Positive attitudes foster job satisfaction. Kindly remember ABC आपनको component explain କରିବାକୁ ଆସିବ. This is a this question may come as a clubbed question. Define attitude. Kindly explain the ABC component with some other thing. Or else short ରେ ଆସିପାରିବ affective component କଣ cognitive component କଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କର behavioral component କଣ it may come in the 5 marks question ରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ short notes ରେ ଆସିପାରିବ or 8 ମାର୍କର ଏଟାକୁ ABC component explain କରିବାକୁ ଆସିପାରେ. So be this is one of
ସାର୍
the most important. Yes.
ସାର୍ ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ ତିନିଟାଙ୍କ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ଆପଣ କହିଲେ ସେ ତିନିଟାଙ୍କ ଆମେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସିଏଟ କେମିତି ମାନେ କରିପାରିବା ଟିକେ କହିପାରିବେ?
କଗ୍ନିଟିଭ ଟା ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ଆପଣ ଯାହା ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ପିଲାବେଳଠୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଯାହା ଦେଖି ଦେଖି ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆଫେକ୍ଟିଭ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ସେଇ ଦେଖିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେଇଟା କେମିତି ଆଫେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂରୁ ବି ଆପଣ ଜିନିଷ ଶିଖୁଛନ୍ତି। ସେ ଫର ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଗୋଟେ ନୂଆ ଏନଭାୟରମେଣ୍ଟକୁ ଏକ୍ସପୋଜ କରାଗଲା ଆପଣ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼େ ଜିନିଷ ଶିଖିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଗୋଟେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଅଫ ନ୍ୟାସନାଲିଜମ ଇଜ ବିଙ୍ଗ ଟଟ୍ ଟୁ ୟୁ। ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନ୍ୟାସନାଲିଜମ କନସେପ୍ଟ ପଢା ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ are you pro nationalism? So you have a particular attitude towards national thinking. ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ପଲିଟିକାଲି କରେକ୍ଟ ରହିବି ବଟ୍ ଏନିୱେଜ୍ କିନ୍ତୁ ନେକ୍ସଟ ପଏଣ୍ଟରେ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଆଫେକ୍ଟିଭ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ପିଲାବେଳଠୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କିମ୍ବା ଆପଣ ଅଫିସରେ when exposed to different segments in your office or different situations one of your friends କହିଲେ କି ସିଚୁଏସନରେ ହିଁ ଆମେ attitude display କରୁଛୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ଆମର attitude ବାହାରେ why because those are either positive or negative କୋଉ ସିଚୁଏସନରେ କୋଉ ସିଚୁଏସନରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପଜିଟିଭ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ ଡିସପ୍ଲେ ହଉଛି କିମ୍ବା କୋଉ ସିଚୁଏସନରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନେଗେଟିଭ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଡିସପ୍ଲେ ହଉଛି ସେଇ ସିଚୁଏସନଟା ସେ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟଟା ସେ ଲୋକଟା affects your learning. Next is
behavioral component.
behavioral component. Behavioral component is ଆପଣ ସେଲ୍ଫ ମୋଟିଭେଟେଡ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡଟା ପଜିଟିଭ ରହିବ ନା ନେଗେଟିଭ ରହିବ।
Positive.
ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ବସ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କଲିଗ ସହିତ କାମ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଅନୁଷ୍ଠାନର ଟାସ୍କ କିମ୍ବା କାମ ଦିଆଗଲା ସେଇଟା ଆପଣ ପ୍ରୋଆକ୍ଟିଭଲି କରିବେ ମାନେ ନିଜ ଇଏରେ କରିବେ ନା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସବୁବେଳେ ସୁପରଭାଇଜ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ।
ନିଜ ୱେରେ ହିଁ
ନିଜ
କରିବା।
ହିସାବରେ
ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ୟୋର ବିହେଭିୟରାଲ ଥିଙ୍ଗ। ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍ ଯଦି ଆମେ ସେଲ୍ଫ ମୋଟିଭେଟେଡ ହେଇକି ଧର ଗୋଟେ କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା ଟିକେ ଓଭର ଲେଭେଲ ଚାଲିଗଲା ତ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ ନେଗେଟିଭ ରେ ହିଁ ଧରିବା ନା ଓଭର କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା ତ ମାନେ
ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ
କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା ଠିକ ଅଛି।
ବହୁତ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରୋଭର୍ଟସ ଯୋଉମାନେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରୋଭର୍ଟ ଆଉ ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଭର୍ଟର ଡିଫରେନ୍ସଟା ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ତ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରୋଭର୍ଟ ମାନେ କଣ?
ଯୋଉ ତାଙ୍କ ସବୁ ଆକ୍ସନ କୁ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କିଛି କହିବାକୁ ପଡେନି ତାଙ୍କ ସବୁ ଆକ୍ସନ ହିଁ ଜଣା ପଡିଯାଏ କି ସେମାନେ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କଣ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି
ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରୋଭର୍ଟ
କଣ
ସମସ୍ତେ କଣ ଓଭର କନଫିଡେଣ୍ଟ?
ନା ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା
ଓଭର
ପଚାରିବାକୁ
କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ଲେଭେଲ
ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି।
ଓଭର କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ଟା କେବେ ଆସିବ when you are not aware of your own strength and weaknesses, when you overestimate yourself, when you are aware of what are your capabilities, then you will ତମେ ସେଇ ମାର୍ଜିନ ଭିତରେ ସେ ତମେ ସେତିକି ମାର୍ଜିତ ହେଇକି ତମେ ତମର କାମଟା କରିବ। କାହିଁକି ନା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତମେ ଜାଣିଛ ମୁଁ ଏକ୍ସିଡ ଗୋଟେ ଆଙ୍ଗଲରୁ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା କରିଲେ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ହାଭ୍ ଏ ନେଗେଟିଭ ଇଫେକ୍ଟ। ଆଇ ମେ ନଟ୍ ସି ଇଟ୍ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟଲି କିନ୍ତୁ ମାଇ
ହୁଁ
ବିହେଭିୟର ମାଇ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଜ ବିଙ୍ଗ ଅବଜର୍ଭଡ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
କାହିଁକି ନା ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ରେ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଡୁଇଂ ଅଦର୍ସ ଆର୍ ଲୁକ୍ ଅବଜର୍ଭିଂ ମି।
ହୁଁ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ।
ଯଦି ଆମେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ସେନ୍ସକୁ ଯିବା ପିପଲ ଆର୍ ଅବଜର୍ଭିଂ ମି। ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଫ୍ୟୁଚରରେ ପଢିବେ ସେତେବେଳେ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ 360 ଡିଗ୍ରୀ ଆପ୍ରେଜାଲ।
ଇଏ ସାର୍ ଏବେ
ଥ୍ରୀ
ପଢା ହଉଛି
ସିକ୍ସଟି
ଆମର।
ଡିଗ୍ରୀ ଆପ୍ରେଜାଲ କଣ କହୁଛି ମୋ ଜୁନିୟର ବି ମୋତେ ଆସେସ୍ କରିବ ମୋର
ହୁଁ
ପିୟର୍ସ ବି ମୋତେ ଆସେସ୍ କରିବେ ଟପ୍ ଲେଭେଲ ତ କରୁଛି ହିଁ କରୁଛି ମୋର ର୍ୟାଙ୍କର ସମସ୍ତେ ମୋତେ କରିବେ। ସୋ ୱେନ୍ ଏଭ୍ରିବଡି ଇଜ୍ ଆସେସିଂ ମି ମୋର ଓଭର କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ୱିଲ୍ ବୁମରାଙ୍ଗ।
ହୁଁ
ନେକ୍ସଟ ମୁଭିଂ ଅନ୍ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାନ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ
काम करो
କାହାର ଆଉ
काम
କିଛି
करो
ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି
थोड़ा
କି?
हाथ में धो और अपना काम करो।
No doubts, can I continue?
यस सर प्लीज यस सर।
यस
Okay,
सर।
importance of attitude, job satisfaction and employee engagement. Job satisfaction कौन? When positive attitudes foster job satisfaction and engagement. जोटा मु एबे आपन कंटिन्यूअसली कहउतली पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड्स रे आपन जॉब सैटिस्फैक्शन रहिबो एंड आपन के प्रोएक्टिव एंगेजमेंट रहिबो मु काम सारिया पे लीडिंग टू हायर प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड मोटिवेशन। मोटिवेशन इज क्रुशियल कहीं ना आपन को किए ठेलिबनी काम करिया को उल्टा आजिका डेट रे जोटा प्रॉब्लम होउची सबुआडे ଆମେ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଠେଲୁଛୁ ଗୋ ୱାର୍କ ଅର୍ वी आर गोइंग टू शो देम ଗୋଟେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ହଉଛି ମନିଟରିଲି ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ପଜିଟିଭ ରିଇନଫୋର୍ସମେଣ୍ଟ ନେଗେଟିଭ ରିଇନଫୋର୍ସମେଣ୍ଟ ଆମେ ଆଗ କ୍ଲାସରେ କରିଥିଲେ ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ଇଦର वी आर गोइंग टू पॉजिटिवली reinforce the
मान
behavior
तुम खाओ
towards
मान,
or orient their behaviors
हम
towards
मान नहीं खाएंगे।
achieving the organizational goals as well as their own goal କେମିତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଇକୋନୋମିକାଲି ଇଏ ଦେବି ସୋ ମୋଟିଭେସନ ଲେଭେଲଟାକୁ ଆମେ ହାଇ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ କନଭର୍ସଲି ନେଗେଟିଭ ଆଟିଟ୍ୟୁଡ୍ସ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ରିଜଲ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ ଡିକ୍ରିଜ୍ଡ ଜବ୍ ସାଟିସ୍ଫାକ୍ସନ absenteeism and turnover so I would want to avoid the job ऑफिस ଯିବିନି ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल कल्चर को एटीट्यूड्स केमिति अफेक्ट करे इन्फ्लुएंस करे so attitude shape the overall firm's culture by affecting worker relations ମୁଁ ଯଦି ସତରେ ଖରାପ ଭାବିଦେବି ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟି ସହିତ ମୋର ସେତିକି ଏବେ ଯାଏ ହେଇନି ତ ମୁଁ ସବୁ ଛୋଟ କଥାକୁ ଧରିକି ଖରାପ ଭାବିବି ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ରେ ଯଦି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡ଼ା ହବ ଦେର୍ ଇଜ୍ ନୋ ଟ୍ରଷ୍ଟ ବିଟୱିନ୍ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟି ସେ ତ ମୋତେ କମେଣ୍ଟ ମାରୁଛୁ ମୁଁ କ'ଣ କରିବି ଆରେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ କଥାକୁ ମାର ଗଲି ସେ ଲଙ୍ଗ ଟର୍ମରେ ଦେଖ ଥଟ୍ଟାରେ କହୁଛି ନା କ'ଣ କହୁଛି ଇଫ୍ ନଟ୍ ଭାଇ ତାକୁ ତମେ ଆଭଏଡ୍ କର ଅଫିସିଆଲି ଯେତିକି କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କରିବାର ଅଛି କର ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ହାଉ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ଆଚିଭ୍ ୟୋର୍ ଓନ୍ ଗୋଲ୍ ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ତାର ଇନଭର୍ସଟା କହୁଛି ପଜିଟିଭ attitudes between employees will foster good worker inter worker relationship mean you will have a good relationship with your peers colleagues juniors seniors whatever contact patterns and overall work climate positive attitudes promote and validate culture validate is basically you know ତମର ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାବିଲିଟି ଆଣିବ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଇଟ୍ ସିମେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ସିମେଣ୍ଟ କରିଦେବ ତମର ଗୋଟେ ପଜିଟିଭ vibe within the organization boosting union and framework when people maintain positive attitudes they are likely to engage in teamwork cooperation and open contact is basically they can meet people where they do not feel shy ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଜ ଲାଗେ କି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ନୂଆ ଲୋକ ସହିତ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କରିବାକୁ ଯିବେ କିମ୍ବା ଅଲଗା କେଉଁ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ଆସିଛି ଅଲଗା ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟର ମୋତେ ଖରାପ ଲାଗିବ ତା ସହିତ ଇନିସିଆଲି ମିଟ୍ କରିଲା ବେଳକୁ କାଳେ ମୁଁ କ'ଣ କହିଦେବି ସେ ଲୋକ ମୋର ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେନ୍ସକୁ ମୋର କ୍ରୁଡନେସ୍କୁ କିମ୍ବା ମୋର ଇଏକୁ ଡ୍ରେସିଂ ସେନ୍ସ ଏନିଥିଙ୍ଗ ସେ ମୋତେ କହିବ ଭାଇ ଏ ଦେହାତରୁ ଆସିଛି ସେ ଜାଣିନି ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ନଟ୍ ଦି ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଫ୍ ଦ କଲଚର ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ସ or the organization vibe is positive then everything will be accepted slowly and steadily ତମର ସେ ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ ଆଇସ୍ ବ୍ରେକିଂଟା ଆଉ ଦରକାର ପଡ଼ିବନି at that time you'll feel free so what happens this leads to positive office culture where workers feel valued supported by management and inspired fostering creativity creation and overall success organizational culture को affect କରିଲେ overall ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ competent workforce ରହିବ next ହେଉଛି customer relationship attitudes of workers impact customer client relations and service quality yes ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ରେ ବହୁତ ଜଣ ବହୁତ କଲ୍ ସେଣ୍ଟରରୁ ଫୋନ୍ ଆସେ we need to understand that they are also under pressure ବହୁତ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିବେ they use a lot of ମାନେ ରାସ୍ତା language but that is wrong ଆମେ ନିଜେ ବୁଝିବା କଥା କି ଯିଏ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଫୋନ୍ କରିକି ବାରମ୍ବାର ଡିଷ୍ଟର୍ବ କରୁଛି ସେ ସେମିତି ହଜାର ଲୋକଙ୍କଠୁ ସୁଧା ଖାଉଥିବ but that is the job and end of the day if I behave properly with that person ସେ ଓକେ ସାର୍ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍ କରି ଫୋନ୍ଟାକୁ କାଟିଦେବ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ବାରମ୍ବାର ଫୋନ୍ କରିବନି ନେକ୍ସଟ ହେଉଛି କ'ଣ ପଜିଟିଭ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ସ କିମ୍ବା ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ସର୍ଭିସ୍ ବୁକିଂ କରାଉଛନ୍ତି କାହା ପାଖରେ କଷ୍ଟମର ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ସକାଳଠୁ ଗାଳି ଶୁଣି ଶୁଣି ଆସିଛି ସେମାନେ ଇନଭର୍ସଲି କ'ଣ କରିବେ ସକାଳକୁ ସେମାନେ ଟେଲିକଲିଂ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ବିକ୍ରି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ବେଳକୁ ସେମାନେ ଫୋନ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସର୍ଭିସ୍ ବୁକିଂ ପାଇକି ତାଙ୍କର ବି ରାଗ ଅଛି ଦେ ଆର୍ ଅଲସୋ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ସ you cannot judge them next ହେଉଛି କ'ଣ positive attitudes improves customer delight loyalty and retention leading to improved firm performance basically means when I am meeting a customer product हो service हो product रे I can say it's a tangible thing I can understand ମୋତେ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ନ ଲାଗୁଛି କଲର୍ କ'ଣ ଇଏ କ'ଣ service related this is very crucial because customer relationship management is a paramount thing because marketing ରେ ଆମେ କ'ଣ ଜାଣିଛେ customer is king over a period of time ଆମେ ଶୁଣି ଶୁଣି ଆସୁଛେ କ'ଣ customer is king तमर सेल्स तमे कस्टमर satisfaction को फोकस करिवो जदि customer is going to be your own your unspoken unpaid brand ambassador who is going to push your product. Similar ଗୋଟେ କେସ୍ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଧରିବା ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଟାଟା horrible vehicles right now Tata doesn't need brand ambassador ଲୋକ ଯୋଉମାନେ କିଣୁଛନ୍ତି କହୁଛନ୍ତି yes experience ଆମକୁ ଭାଇ ଯାହା ହଉ ପଛେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ଗାଡିର ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ସବୁ ବ୍ରାଣ୍ଡ ସେଇଆ but Tata is made in India. Tata is providing us with such features, so on and so forth, जोटा unheard of in the past decade ଯଦି ଆମେ analysis କରିବା Tata was nowhere but Tata is right now leading. Next ହଉଛି କ'ଣ? So that will translate to କ'ଣ? Revenue ହେଉଛି the ultimate goal of any organization. ମୋର wealth generation ହେଉଛି. Positive attitudes donate to the ହବନି dominate to lead or it leads to don't attitudes donate is the wrong line in here. So ସେଟା ଭୁଲ ଯାଅ. Positive attitudes lead to client satisfaction, loyalty, positive word of mouth. Happy clients become advocates or brand ambassadors of the organization, growing to client retention and firm growth. Conflict resolution is one of the challenges of human resources as well as the industrial relationship aspect to jodi ame overall HRM ku dhariba AR kon hochi attitudes play a crucial role in disputes solutions and cooperation within the workplace. When workers maintain positive attitudes, they are more inclined towards approach conflicts or they inclined to approach conflicts constructively, seeking mutually helpful solutions where the person with whom we are having a conflict doesn't feel bad, I don't feel bad, and everything goes back to their own places. So I go to my work, the other person goes to work. So say that kind of an attitude is required. See, jealousy is a workplace jealousy is a very practical thing. এটা ବହୁତ ଲେଭେଲରେ ହଉଛି, ସବୁ ଲେଭେଲରେ ହଉଛି, ସବୁ ସଂସ୍ଥାରେ ହଉଛି, irrespective of any country. Workplace jealousy, workplace speaking behind the back, it is the thing. Open conflict हुए ନାହିଁ. Open conflict ହେଲେ ଆମକୁ attitude positive ରଖିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ. Otherwise, end of the day, ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ରେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲି ଯଦି ମୁଁ କହିବି, none of the organizations are going to tolerate. ଭାଇ ଘରକୁ ଯାଅ. ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟର ତମର ଏତିକି ଲେବର କୋଡ୍ ଯଦି ଇନଭଲ୍ଭ ହେଲା, ସୋ ଦେନ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ଏ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଥିଙ୍ଗ. ବଟ୍ ତମର ମାନେ ସର୍ଭିସ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଆମେ ଯଦି କହିବା, ଦେନ୍ ଇଫ୍ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଫାୟାର୍ଡ ବିକଜ ଅଫ୍ ମାଇ attitude or my behavior, I will not be hired. So it is better to have a positive attitude. ଏଇଆର ସେ କ'ଣ କହୁଛି? Positive attitudes foster open-mindedness, pity, and ability to consider other views. This enables useful collaboration, teamwork, as well as and the result of strong interpersonal affinities. Next is adaptability and change. Attitudes greatly influence how workers respond to corporate change, technological change, functional change. Total quality management रे ଗୋଟେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସ୍ କରିଥିଲେ ନଟ୍ ଲଙ୍ଗ ବିଫୋର୍. ସେଇଟାର ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନାଲ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ଗୋଟେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଅଛି. ଆମେ ରିଆସେସ୍ କରିବା ଆମର ସିଷ୍ଟମ୍ସକୁ ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ वी कैन मेक इट मोर एफिशिएंट wherever we find a lacuna or wherever we find a gap. So ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରୁଛେ? Attitudes of the employees and the workers has to be positive or else we cannot implement it. Management will find it as an impossible mountain to climb. ସେଇଟା କ'ଣ ହବ? ପଜିଟିଭ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ସ ଯାହାର ଅଛି ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ କର, ତାଙ୍କ ମାଇଣ୍ଡସେଟ୍ କ'ଣ? Mindset of flexibility or adaptability, resilience, and readiness to adapt change. Workers with positive attitudes are more likely to see change as an option for growth and growth rather than a source of resistance. Their adaptability donates to smoother shifts or facilitates, donates what facilitates smoother shifts and enhanced for agility. Next होची कौन? Motivation and performance. Attitudes are closely linked with worker motivation and performance. Positive attitudes create a positive psychological state. It I have already said, which is leading to your enhanced output. It को बेसी explain करिबिनी. Moving on. Uh, Leadership and influencing others. Attitudes influence leadership. How? And the ability to affect others positively. Leaders with positive attitudes or यार हमें leaders को भी ना माने. हमें
चलेबनु पड्यो
okay. हमें यार जब देखिए positive attitude persons may not be leaders, just a worker who is working. If that person is positively motivated or displays positive attitude, then what happens is the person will proactively help others also. So, एजार कौन कहूँ leadership qualities ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ attitude ଭଲ, then you are going to be a mentor to your subordinates. You are going to have and create an environment where learning is the focus. ସେ ଜାଗାରେ competition healthy ହବ, competition to outshine other ସେଟା ହବନି. You are going to focus basically on seeing that how I am developing and my co-worker is also developing. So that would be the ultimate goal. Next is measurement of attitude. एटा आपनकर क्वेश्चन आसे काइंडली मन रखत. Hala. How we are going to measure attitudes? Hala, measurement of attitudes. This is a short question. Prior time आसे. Through surveys and questionnaires. Structured surveys and questionnaires are typically used to gather quantitative data on worker attitudes. Quantitative basically means केतेटा आउटपुट कले. आजिका डेट रे क्वालिटेटिव डेटा भी हमें एनालाइज करि पारुचु व्हेन वी आर डूइंग रिसर्च. व्हाट आर द क्वालिटेटिव डेटा? आवर आइडल टाइम ऑफ ए वर्कर, how many breaks the worker takes, idle time, idle gossip, how many breaks, एवढा होची क्वालिटेटिव. से जर हमें कौन स्टडी करते लेवल ऑफ एटीट्यूड और मोटिवेशन. Proactively, how much is the person doing the work? So that also can be mentioned. AR से कौन कहूची? They provide insights into workers' perceptions, opinions, and levels of satisfaction. Positive attitude, level of satisfaction would be high and the output will be high. The queries can be related or rated on a Likert scale. Likert scale is basically 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 गोटे scale था. रिसर्चर लाइकट से स्केल बनई बेसिकली एटा रिसर्च आम यूज करूँ वेयर वी कैन से आम विभिन्न रेंज कर रेटिंग दे पार. लाइकट स्केल आम गोटे आसेस करपा कि केते कौन लोकर आउटपुट एटीट्यूड कौन सो एंड सो फॉर. क्वालिटेटिव डेटा क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा तो आम ऑब्वियसली स्केल को आसेस करूचे केते करूची. वेयर रेस्पोंडेंट शो देयर deal or clash with ideas, deal or how they're pro towards a new idea or they are having a problem with a new idea. Surveys are efficient, cost effective, and provide measurable data that can be studied for trends and patterns. But the problem over here is यार गोटे नेगेटिव थिंग होची कौन? सर्वे किए फिलअप करिवो? सर्वे आपन को किए फिलअप करिवो? जदि आपन गोटे एम्प्लॉई किबा वर्कर सर्वे करछथि सेटा किए फिलअप करिवो?
एम्प्लॉय निजे
सर एम्प्लॉय निजे
मोस्ट जदि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स एम्प्लॉई निजे करला मते एक्चुअल डेटा मिलिबो कि? आमे तो मैक्सिमम ऑफ अस
नो सर
आमे तो माने राम राज्य रे रहउचे तो सेति पे कि वी विल इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. नेक्स्ट होज कौन? इंटरव्यूज एंड फोकस ग्रुप्स. the same negative thing होची से structured questionnaire survey रा यार भी सी interview रा focus group टा अपन जेबे managing training development अपन गोटे से अच्छी ची unit ए गोटे subject अच्छी बोधे fourth रे ना केबे कौन अपन पढ़ीबे ସେଇଟାର focus group ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି। This is basically when we are doing ଏଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଟି ଗ୍ରୁପ ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା ସେନ୍ସିଟିଭିଟି ଆନାଲିସିସ୍ ବି କହିପାରିବା ଏନିୱେଜ୍ ସୋ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଫୋକସ୍ ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ସ କ'ଣ କ୍ୱାଲିଟେଟିଭ୍ methods such as interviews and focus groups allow in-depth into attitudes providing a deeper sense of personal affairs and views. These plans allow pupils to study or researchers to study attitude in greater depth, capture nuances and uncover underlying motivation or crisis. Capture nuances or uncover underlying motivation. Economically ମୁଁ କାମ ନ କରିଥାଇପାରେ ଇନଫର୍ମାଲ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟେଟସ୍ ଅଛି ସେଇଟା ପାଇଁ କି ମୁଁ ଆସୁଛି ଅଫିସ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ୱାର୍କିଂ that may be an underlying motivation for me. Interview involves one-to-one talks with workers, hashtag employees, allowing them to express thoughts, emotions, perspectives in a more detailed manner. এই ଜାଗାରେ ବି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାରର ଆମେ କରୁଛେ କ'ଣ structured or unstructured questions ଆମେ କରୁଛେ structured questions are coming to a conclusion which is predefined ମାନେ କ'ଣ ସେତିକି ସେଇଆ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟିଭ ଅଲରେଡି ଡିଫାଇନ୍ଡ ଅଛି ସେ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟିଭିଟି ମିଟ୍ କରୁଛି ନା ନାହିଁ ସେଇଟା ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରରେ ଆସିବ ଅନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରରେ କ'ଣ ଆସିବ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟିଭିଟି ତାର ମିଟ୍ କରୁଛି ନା ନାହିଁ ନା ହ୍ୱାଟ ଆର୍ ଦି ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର୍ସ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଅଫେକ୍ଟିଂ ଦି ପର୍ସନ୍ସ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟିଭିଟି ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର୍ସ ତ ମୁଁ 100% କହିପାରିବିନି ସୋ ଦେୟାର ମେ ବି ସର୍ଟେନ୍ ହିଡେନ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ ସେଇଟା ଅନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରରେ ବାହାରିବ ହେଲା ଏଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ବେସିକ୍ ୱେରେ ବୁଝାଉଛି Interviews involve one-to-one talks with workers, allowing them to express their thoughts, emotions, and perspectives in a more detailed manner. Yet, they require more time and aid compared to surveys. So, ବଡ଼ ବଡ଼ ସଂସ୍ଥାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଯଦି ଓଭର ଏ ପିରିୟଡ଼ ଅଫ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଆମେ ପଢ଼ିଲେ ହଥର୍ନ ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟ ପଢ଼ିଛେ ନା ହଥର୍ନ
Yes, sir.
ହଥର୍ନଟା କେତେ ଟାଇମ୍ ଲାଗିଲା ସେଇ ହିସାବରେ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଫୋକସ୍ ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ପୁରା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ନେବା ଗୁଡ଼ାଏ ଟାଇମ୍ ଲାଗିବ ତାକୁ ଇନଫରେନ୍ସ ଆମେ ବାହାର କରିବା ତା ଇନଫରେନ୍ସରୁ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଆକ୍ସନ୍ ନେବା ଇଟ୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ବି ଏ ଲଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ but it happens in big companies anyway. Behavioral observation, direct observation, this is done by the supervisors, managers, seniors over their subordinates, workers, any other who are working under them. Direct observation of workers behavior relation in the office can provide helpful insights into their attitudes and wills by obeying for manners. Firms can infer attitudes indirectly. For example, an employee who always shows good behavior, such as actively participating in team activities or aiding colleagues, likely has a positive attitude. Behavioral observations offer a real-time view but require skilled viewers and careful interpretation of the conduct. এই জায়গায় তুমি কহিপারিব কি স্যার skilled viewers কোন ଆମ managers? Not always. If I hire experts from outside, that is again a problem because I may shell out a lot of money to hire such people who are dealing with human behavior. Human behavior experts को जहाँ को डाकिली psychologist को डाकिली किंबा जहाँ को मैं hire करली to observe my employees, to observe my workers and give me a report. That will obviously take a lot of time as well as money. Our managers may not able to correctly assess how we are going to infer a particular person's attitude. Next होची कौन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मॉनिटरिंग आजिकल आसीगलानी एआई आपको देखिबो आपन चेहरा देखि कहबो उठ सोइचु काम कर so that kind of a thing so it is going to prompt you. Advancement in technologies have led to use of electronic monitoring systems to gauge attitudes of a firm's behavior. A firm's behavior आमे overall noche, but it is basically to monitor people. These systems track workers' digital interactions such as email, instant messages, social media activities to gauge their sentiments and attitudes. जोटा की use यही aspect है जोटा digital interaction, electronic monitoring is currently being used for the past uh, if I am bold enough to say 20 years ago, a leading nation is doing electronic monitoring across the globe. Even looking at right now, for the past 10, 15 years, most of the countries have had this, but AI is monitoring everything what we do and assess our sentiments. India wins, yes. India loses, very bad. We would share our frustration on the social media platform. Even an emoji can be interpreted as our, what is going on in our mind. So next is the text analysis methods, including view study, natural language processing are used by technical look at I do not understand most of these. Text analysis methods, including view study and natural language processing, are used to analyze the content and tone of contacts. Electronic monitoring can provide factual data on worker attitude, but it raises privacy crisis and requires moral concerns. So basically, जोटा कि आमे एई जगह भी यार गोटे नेगेटिव जदि आमे कहि परिबी or rather that is my personal understanding, I do not know about others. We tread on a very thin line between what is ethical and what is unethical. So our privacy in some areas, we would not want to share our information, but some other times when it comes to government and or intelligence areas, our privacy would not matter. So then again, that is again subjective. Existing organizational data for next pointer firms can utilize existing data sources to gain insights into workers' attitudes, workers' feedback, media, performance evaluation, and records of worker fusses or worker ମାନଙ୍କର ରହୁଛି ये some kind of a problem कि ଏଇଟା ଠିକ ନାହିଁ fan ଠିକ ନାହିଁ that those are fusses or grudges can provide useful data about their attitudes କେତେ ଥର complaint ଲେଖିଛି କୋଉ ବିଷୟରେ complaint ଲେଖିଛି କଣ କରୁଛି so that kind of a thing will help me or the organization to understand what is the attitude of the person. Studying patterns in these data sources can identify trends and regular issues related to attitudes of people. However, it is essential to ensure data accuracy, confidentiality, and proper anonymization or anonymity when utilizing existing forms data. Why anonymity is again crucial? Why we need to be anonymous or we need to keep the thing confidential? Publicly ମୁଁ ଜଣକୁ humiliate କରିପାରିବିନି. Publicly ମୁଁ ଜଣଙ୍କର data leak କରିପାରିବିନି. The person is going to feel demotivated कि अरे more personal issues, more whatever may the organization has to say. HR can call me into a room, have a meeting, one-on-one meeting, and explain if I have an issue with the or my activities are not proper. So that helps with the dignity of the individual. So dignity here is maintained. If I am exposing everything, people would find it very bad. There's nothing private about us. If I am having some kind of a attitudinal problem or more bad habits, if I
Sir,
it is
sir, এটা তো performance appraisal ରେ ବି ଯାଇବ ନା
କଣ
performance appraisal ରେ ବି ତ ଏଇଟା ରହୁଛି ନା
କୋଉଟା
ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଏଇ confidentiality or proper analysis
परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल रहुଛି କିନ୍ତୁ परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल ରେ ଆପଣ ଯେବେ କରୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ ବି ତ ଆଜ୍ଞା ମୁଁ परफॉर्मेंस ରେ ଯୋଡ଼ିବି ନା ନାହିଁ ଆପଣ
ସେଇଟା
ଯୋଉ
ତ
ପଏଣ୍ଟଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି absolutely correct but you are a performer, you are the best performer ମୁଁ କହିବି kindly ଏଟାକୁ ଠିକରେ ବୁଝନ୍ତୁ। ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପରଫର୍ମାନ୍ସ it is far exceeding the set standards of the organization, but you have a poor attitude. Your workers say that you are a difficult person to deal with. ଆପଣଙ୍କର ବହୁତ ଅଧିକା attitude ଅଛି, you do not care about the feelings of others. ଆପଣ କ'ଣ ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ପବ୍ଲିକଲି ହ୍ୟୁମିଲେଟ୍ କରିବାଟା ଭଲ ହେବ ନା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯେଉଁ ପରଫର୍ମାନ୍ସ ଆପ୍ରାଇଜାଲରେ ଡାକିବି ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ନେଗେଟିଭ୍ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡ଼ା ରହିବ ଆପଣମାନେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କାହିଁକି ଖରାପ ଭାବିବେନି ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ନଟ୍ ଟାର୍ଗେଟିଂ ୟୁ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଜଷ୍ଟ ସେଇଂ ଦିସ୍ ଇନ୍ ଏ ଜେନେରାଲ ଥିଙ୍ଗ କାହିଁକିନା ବହୁତ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗମାନେ ଖରାପ ଭାବି ଯାଇପାରନ୍ତି ହେଲା
Oh, nice.
ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ନାହିଁ
Yeah, okay, sir.
ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଟାର୍ଗେଟ କରୁନି ପ୍ଲିଜ୍ ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ଖରାପ ଭାବିବେନି ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଟକିଂ ଇନ୍ ଜେନେରାଲ ଟର୍ମସ୍
No, no, sir.
when I'm saying
We are
if
discussing.
somebody's attitude is in a negative way, that person may be out, star performer. But I, as a HRM, it is my duty to inform or intimate the person personally so that the person's dignity is maintained. If the behavior is continuously being displayed and it hampers the organizational culture, the organizational climate, then I have to make the thing public or I'm going to talk to the top management and fire the person. ଓକେ ଆଉ କାହାର କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି ଯଦି ପଚାରନ୍ତୁ ମେଜରମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ଏଇସବୁ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସେ ହିଁ ଆସେ ଯାହାକୁ ଯଦି କୋଉଠି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ହେଉଛି ପଚାରନ୍ତୁ ଏନି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ସ
ସାର୍ ଏଇ ଚାପ୍ଟରରେ ଆମେ ଦିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଯଦି ଆମେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର କରିଦେବା ତାହେଲେ ଏଇଟା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ ହେଇଯିବ।
ସେଟା ମୁଁ କେମିତି ଜାଣିବି ଦିଟା ଆସିବ ୟା ଚାରିଟା ଆସିବ
ସାର୍ ଏକ୍ଜିଷ୍ଟିଂ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନାଲ ଡାଟାଟା ଟିକେ ଆଉଥରେ କହିଦେବେ।
ଆପଣ ପରଫର୍ମାନ୍ସ ଆପ୍ରାଇଜାଲକୁ ଶୁଣିକି ବୋଧେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ଓକେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନାଲ ଡେଟାରୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଗୋଟେ ରିପୋର୍ଟ ଜଣେ ବନେଇଥିବ କିଏ ବନେଇଥିବ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ବନେଇଥିବ ସେ ୟୁ ମେ ନଟ୍ ବି ବିଲଙ୍ଗିଂ ଟୁ HR ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ସମ୍ ଅଦର ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ କେତେ ଥର ଗୋଟେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପ୍ରୋଆକ୍ଟିଭଲି ଆପଣ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କେତେ ଥର ଆପଣ ଇନିସିଏଟିଭ୍ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି କି ମୁଁ ଏଇ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ଜିନିଷ କିମ୍ବା ଗୋଟେ ମିଟ୍ ପାଇଁକି କିମ୍ବା ଗୋଟେ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟି ପାଇଁକି ମୁଁ ନିଜେ ପ୍ରୋଆକ୍ଟିଭଲି କହିଛି ନୋ ଆଇ or I have volunteered myself to proactively do it on my own or I will take it as a challenge ଆଚ୍ଛା ସେୟାର କ'ଣ ମାନେ ଅଛି ତ ସେୟାରିଂ ହେଉଛି ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ସୋ ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମେ କ'ଣ ଦେଖିବା କି ଯଦି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟୀ ଇନ୍ ଆନ୍ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ୍ ମୋ ବସ୍ ଦେଖୁଛି ଆଇ ଆମ୍ ଟେକିଂ ଇନିସିଏଟିଭ୍ I am having a positive attitude. I like to mentor or I like to help others. So, long term ରେ my performance assess କରାଯାଉଛି କି yes ମୋର acceptable performance ଅଛି may not be top or may not be I will never fall below the expectation କିନ୍ତୁ ମୋର acceptable performance ଅଛି ମୋର ଲକ୍ଷେ କିମ୍ବା 2 ଲକ୍ଷ କିମ୍ବା 5 ଲକ୍ଷ ଟାର୍ଗେଟ୍ ହେଉଛି ମୁଁ 450 ପ୍ଲସ୍ କରିଦେଉଛି ଯଦି ମୋ ଟାର୍ଗେଟ୍ so that is acceptable in terms of the firms but and thereby I am also helping my other people take leads এই ଜାଗାକୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଜାଗାରେ ଲିଡ୍ ଅଛି ଭଲ ଏଠିକି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ if I am person like this and it is over a period of time ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡ଼ା ରେକର୍ଡରେ ରହୁଛି ନା ନାହିଁ
ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍ ରହୁଛି।
ଯଦି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡ଼ା ରେକର୍ଡରେ ରହୁଛି ତା ନେଗେଟିଭଟା ବି ଆପଣ ରେକର୍ଡ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସଲି ଛୁଟି ମାରୁଛି
ହଁ
ମୋର ପରଫର୍ମାନ୍ସ ଡ୍ରପ୍ ନ କରୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଛୁଟିରେ ରହୁଛି ମୁଁ ଆଜ୍ ଏ ଲୋନ୍ ପର୍ସନ୍ ମୁଁ କାହାକୁ ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁନି ମୁଁ ଭାବେ କି ମୁଁ ଛଡ଼ା ଆଉ କାହା ସହିତ ମୁଁ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହେଲେ ଯଦି ମୋର କେ କ୍ଲାଏଣ୍ଟ ନେଇକି ପଳେଇବ ତ ଇଫ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଦି ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଇଟ୍ ପଜିଟିଭ୍ ଅର୍ ନେଗେଟିଭ୍ ସେଇଟା ରେକର୍ଡ ହଉଛି ନା ନାହିଁ କିଏ ରେକର୍ଡ
ହଉ
କରୁଛି ସଂସ୍ଥା ରେକର୍ଡ କରୁଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର କାମ ଆଉଟପୁଟଟା ତ ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ସଂସ୍ଥା ରେକର୍ଡ କରୁଛି ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡଟା କିଏ ଆସେସ୍ କରୁଛି ଆପଣ ବସ୍ ଇଏ ଶୁଣ
ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପ୍ରମୋସନ ଲେଟର ଯଦି ହବ ସେଥିରେ ଆପଣ ବସ୍ର ବି ତ ଫିଡବ୍ୟାକ୍ ନିଆହବ ନା ଯେ ଆପଣ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର
ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍
ଆଉ ସିଏ ଯଦି ଓକେ ନ କଲା କଣ କରାଯାଇପାରିବ? କିଛି ହବନି।
ନା କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଉଠିବ।
ବାସ୍ ବାସ୍। Okay, features of attitude stability. Attitudes lend to be relatively stable over a period of time, although they can be influenced by new experiences, information, or changes in the work environment. Basically means attitude, ଗୋଟେ firm attitude. I have a firm attitude towards something. ପିଲାବେଳଠୁ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ମୁଁ ଶିଖି ଶିଖି ଫର୍ମେସନ୍ ହେଇଛି ମୋର। ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ବହୁତ ଜଣଙ୍କର ଡାଉଟ୍ ଥିଲା ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଫର୍ମଡ୍ ଅର୍ ଆର୍ ವಿ ବର୍ନ ୱିଥ୍। ସୋ ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଲାଇନ୍ କହୁଛି ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ସ ଟେଣ୍ଡ ଟୁ ବି ରିଲେଟିଭଲି ଷ୍ଟେବଲ୍ ଓଭର ଏ ପିରିୟଡ଼ ଅଫ୍ ଟାଇମ୍, although they can be influenced or there may be changes in our attitudes due to new experiences. My boss may be a horrible person, so my work attitude may be affected by it. Information, I am promoted. Information, I am going to sorry, I am going to work from the I'm going to work from the remote location को मते पठाला जा भाई तुम हेड ऑफिस को जाओ तुम कन्वीनियंस से तुम काम करियो work from home. So that changes my attitude, changes in work environment, like subjectivity, situation
Sir,
to situation.
sir,
Attitudes are personal and vary from person to person. My attitudes towards a particular community, a particular person, a particular situation, a particular food item may differ from others.
sir, there is saying that when money comes, no attitude changes. So, is it applicable here also?
Obviously, because ସେଇଟାରେ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛି experiences, money changes, your experiences will be changing.
Yes, sir.
Right now, I have a two-wheeler. Tomorrow, I'll go in a four-wheeler. Right now, I'm staying in a rented house. Tomorrow, I'll have my own, penthouse. Obviously, your attitude will change. Right now, I'm a humble person. With money, I'll be an arrogant person. Attitude will
Yes,
change.
yes, sir.
Okay, predictive power. Attitudes can predict and control workers' behavior, the decision making, and job performance. Knowing workers' attitudes allow firms to predict and handle the problems. So, basically, a positive workforce. I've already said positive workforce is an asset to the organization, whereas negative workforce is detrimental to the organizational growth. Hence, we have to again listen, hear, and observe how our people are working. Next, we go multi-dimensionality. Multi-dimensional dimension is multiple dimensions, multiple factors affect, and we are learning from it. It may change our attitude, or it may make our attitude even stronger. Clear? ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next ହଉଛି କ'ଣ? Influence on behavior. How does attitude influence our behavior? Attitudes play a crucial role in shaping people's behavior in the workplace. They act as a guiding force, affecting decision making, job performance, and interpersonal relationship. ହେଲା ଇଣ୍ଟରପର୍ସନାଲ ରିଲେସନସିପ୍ ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ ଆମର ଯଦି ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍ ପଜିଟିଭ୍ ନଥିବ, ମୁଁ ସେ ଲୋକ ସହିତ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହେବିନି। ଆରେ କାମ କେମିତି ହବ? Positive attitudes often lead to proactive collective behavior, while negative attitudes result in opposition, conflict, and disengagement. Disengagement, ମୁଁ ତା ସହିତ କଥା ହେବିନି whatsoever ତମେ ଭାଇ ଭଗବାନ ବି ଆସିଲେ ମତେ କିଛି କହିବେ, ଡିସଏନଗେଜ କରିଦେଲେ ମୁଁ ଚାକିରିଟା ହିଁ ପଳେଇବ। Interaction with organizational factors. Attitudes in a firm's behavior interact with various corporate facets of firms, policies, leadership styles, work settings, rewards, and credit system can affect people's attitudes, and attitudes can also impact the corporate factors such as overall culture, work morale, and output levels. So, One small example, corporate sector attitude, people with positive attitudes. Elon Musk, Jack Ma, Ratan Tata, Ambani, positive attitudes. They have created an empire with their attitude. Some of the people who are working for them, I will not say all, maximum of the people who are working for them, they are somehow basically when we, uh, infer, ଆମେ ଯଦି assess କରିବା, then the people who are working for that particular person is or are again positively or motivated because they have to idolize someone. Who is their idol over here? The company owner. Predictive power, attitudes have predictive power in learning, expecting workers' manners and output. By assessing workers' attitude, firms can gain wisdom to धामनगर टे शांतर हुआ. By assessing workers' attitude, firms can gain wisdom into their level of job delight, loyalty, and readiness to commit to discretionary efforts or efforts which are beyond their usual task. This likely aspect helps firms design interventions, policies, and plans to better workforce satisfaction, worker satisfaction, and performance. Okay, any doubt? Kali ame koriba yara. Sir भी ଆସିଗଲେଣି, so I will leave. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So today we will discuss different methods of capital budgeting. In my last class, I have told regarding capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is a long-term investment decision making. It's the decision regarding investment in fixed assets of an organism. Whether we will put money in a particular fixed asset or in a particular project or in a particular business or not, we will decide by doing capital budgeting techniques, by using capital budgeting techniques. And these capital budgeting tools can be classified into two parts. I have discussed what are the tools of capital budgeting. Tools were divided into two parts. One is traditional techniques, another is modern techniques. Traditional techniques, another is modern techniques. What are the traditional techniques we have discussed? The traditional techniques are two. First is payback period. Second is ARR method. These are the two important traditional technique methods. And what are the modern techniques method? First one is NPV. Second one is IRR. Third one is PI. Fourth one is discounted payback period. These are different techniques of capital budgeting. What is the main point of difference between traditional techniques and modern techniques is traditional techniques do not consider TVM. They are not based upon present value. But modern techniques consider TVM. They are based upon present value. ये TVM को consider नहीं करते हैं. Do not consider TVM. So here consider TV. TVM means time value of money. So here these are based upon present value. These are not based upon present value. So the traditional techniques are not scientific but popular. These are popular, not scientific. But these are scientific but complex. Which are scientific but complex? Modern techniques are scientific methods but complex method. Traditional techniques are popular methods, simple methods, but they are not scientific. So first we will discuss regarding traditional techniques of capital budgeting. I have already told traditional techniques do not consider time value of money. They do not consider the present value of cash flows. They are only based upon cash flows. They do not consider present value of cash flows. So first we will discuss out of traditional technique, the first technique of capital budgeting, that is payback period method. So first we will understand payback period method. Payback period method. पहले डिस्कस करेंगे payback period. So first we will understand the meaning of payback period. What is payback period? Payback period. Pay means giving return. Payback means giving return. Period. The return, it's a period. It's a period. Payback period is a period. Period means 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 3 months. This is a period. It is a period in which amount invested in a business is recovered out of the cash flow generated from the project. एक बिजनेस में आप कितना पैसा लगाए हैं वो रिकवर हो जाता है किससे? जो वो बिजनेस से जो कैश फ्लो आता है उससे. सो पेबैक पीरियड एक ऐसा पीरियड है जिससे आप एक बिजनेस में जितना पैसा लगाए उतना पैसा वापस आ जाता है, उसको बोलते हैं पेबैक पीरियड. ओके, सो पेबैक पीरियड का हिंदी में मतलब बहुत अच्छा है, कितने साल में पैसा वापस, उसको बोलते हैं पेबैक पीरियड. आप एक प्रोजेक्ट में 3 लाख रुपया लगाए, हर साल आपको उस प्रोजेक्ट से 50,000 मिल रहा है, तो व्हाट विल बी आवर पेबैक पीरियड? 3 लाख लगाए और हर साल 50,000 मिल रहा है, तो कितने साल में 3 लाख वापस? 3 लाख बाई 50,000, 6 साल में आपका 3 लाख रुपया वापस, उसको बोलते हैं पेबैक पीरियड. सो पेबैक पीरियड refers to the period in which amount invested in a business is recovered. Recovered from where? From out of the cash flow generated from the project. आप एक प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे तो उससे कुछ कैश फ्लो आएगा, वो कैश फ्लो से कितने साल में आपका पैसा वापस होता है. तो अभी हम बात करेंगे व्हाट इज कैश फ्लो. कैश फ्लो इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम प्रॉफिट. प्रॉफिट को हम बोलते हैं प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स इज द प्रॉफिट, पैट. अगर हम पैट में डिप्रिसिएशन को ऐड कर दें, जो मिलता है उसको बोलते हैं कैश फ्लो. सो कैश फ्लो इज इक्वल टू पैट प्लस डिप्रिसिएशन. व्हाट इज पैट? पैट का मतलब प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स. पैट कैसे डिसाइड होता है? हम इनकम स्टेटमेंट जब पढ़े थे वहां पर डिसाइड किए थे पैट कैसे मिलता है. तो पैट प्लस डिप्रिसिएशन मिलाकर जो आता है उसको हम बोलते हैं कैश फ्लो. और इस कैश फ्लो से आपका जो बिजनेस में इन्वेस्टमेंट किए हैं वो पैसा कितने साल में वापस आता है, उस साल को, वो पीरियड को हम पे बैक पीरियड बोलते हैं। एग्जाम्पल लेंगे पे बैक पीरियड का। लेट्स टेक एन एग्जाम्पल। अमाउंट टू बी इन्वेस्टेड इन ए प्रोजेक्ट इज 50 लाख। एक प्रोजेक्ट में आपको कितना पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा? अमाउंट टू बी इन्वेस्टेड इन ए प्रोजेक्ट इज 50 लाख। ओके, उस बिजनेस से एनुअल कैश फ्लो एस्टिमेटेड 10 लाख। आप उस बिजनेस में 50 लाख लगाएंगे, हर साल 10 लाख रुपए का कैश फ्लो मिलेगा। तो उसका पे बैक पीरियड कैसे निकालेंगे? बहुत इजी है। पे बैक पीरियड इज इक्वल टू अमाउंट टू बी इन्वेस्टेड डिवाइड बाय एनुअल कैश फ्लो एस्टिमेटेड। अमाउंट टू बी इन्वेस्टेड 50 लाख, एनुअल कैश फ्लो एस्टिमेटेड मींस 10 लाख, 50 लाख बाई 10 लाख इज इक्वल टू 5 साल। इसका मतलब इस प्रोजेक्ट में आप पैसा लगाएंगे तो आपका पैसा 5 साल में वापस आ जाएगा। आप उस तरह का बिजनेस में नॉर्मली पैसा लगाना चाहते हैं जिस बिजनेस का पे बैक पीरियड कम हो, क्योंकि जल्दी जल्दी पैसा वापस मिल जाएगा। ओके, नेक्स्ट अभी हम बात करेंगे एग्जाम्पल 2। एग्जाम्पल 1 ओवर। बिजनेस में 50 लाख लगाए, हर साल 10 लाख मिला, तो 5 साल में पैसा वापस, उसको बोलते हैं पे बैक पीरियड इज 5 ईयर्स। नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल नंबर 2। अमाउंट टू बी इन्वेस्टेड इन ए प्रोजेक्ट इज इक्वल टू 50 लाख। एक प्रोजेक्ट में आपको कितना पैसा लगाना है? 50 लाख। अमाउंट टू बी इन्वेस्टेड इन ए प्रोजेक्ट इज 50 लाख। लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट इज 4 ईयर। वो प्रोजेक्ट कितने साल में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा? 4 साल। मतलब वो 4 साल के बाद वो प्रोजेक्ट में कुछ बचेगा नहीं। एस्टिमेटेड एनुअल कैश इनफ्लो आर 50 लाख लगेगा, लेकिन कैश इनफ्लो क्या होगा? ईयर 1 में 10 लाख मिलेगा, ईयर 2 में 25 लाख मिलेगा, ईयर 3 में 15 लाख मिलेगा, ईयर 4 में 20 लाख मिलेगा। कैलकुलेट द पे बैक पीरियड। ये प्रॉब्लम और प्रीवियस वाला प्रॉब्लम में एक डिफरेंस है। प्रीवियस वाला प्रॉब्लम में आपका हर साल एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट का कैश फ्लो आता था, लेकिन इस तरह का प्रोजेक्ट में प्रॉब्लम में हर साल डिफरेंट अमाउंट का कैश फ्लो आता है। तो वहां पर पे बैक पीरियड कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? अच्छा, हम कितने पैसा लगाए हैं? व्हाट इज द कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट? 50 लाख। हम ढूंढेंगे कितने साल में 50 लाख वापस वो हो जाएगा पे बैक पीरियड। इसके लिए हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा? क्वेश्चन को पहले उतारेंगे। जो हमारा सैफरन कलर में है वो क्वेश्चन है। क्या दिया हुआ है? ईयर दिया हुआ है, कैश फ्लो दिया हुआ है। ईयर है 1 2 3 4। फर्स्ट ईयर में कैश फ्लो कितना मिला? 10 लाख। सेकेंड ईयर में कितना मिला? 25 लाख। थर्ड ईयर में कितना मिला? 15 लाख। फोर्थ ईयर में कितना मिला? 20 लाख। यहां तक क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ है। और हमारा कैश आउटफ्लो कितना है? 50 लाख, ये पता है। अभी हम एक कॉलम और बनाएंगे जो व्हाइट में मैं लिखा हूं। देखिए व्हाइट में क्या लिखा हूं, और एक कॉलम बनाएंगे क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो। व्हाट इज क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो? अच्छा, एक साल के एंड तक कितना पैसा वापस मिला है? सर, एक साल के एंड तक 10 लाख वापस मिला है, तो क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो 10 लाख। अच्छा, दूसरे साल के एंड तक कितना पैसा वापस मिला है? 10 लाख एक साल के एंड तक मिला था और 25 लाख मिला, तो टोटल कितना हो गया? टोटल 35 लाख वापस। बेटा समझ में आ गया? एक साल तक 10 लाख मिला था और सेकेंड ईयर में और 25 लाख मिला, तो 10 लाख प्लस 25 लाख मिलकर हो गया 35 लाख। तो 2 साल तक मेरा 35 लाख मिल गया। अच्छा, 3 साल में और कितना मिला? 15 लाख। तो 3 साल के एंड तक मेरे को कितना मिल गया? 35 लाख मिला था 2 साल के एंड तक, और 15 लाख मिला। 35 लाख प्लस 15 लाख, 35 15 मिलकर कितना हो गया? 50 लाख। तो आपको कितना पैसा वापस मिल गया? 50 लाख मिल गया। अच्छा, 4 साल के एंड तक कितना पैसा वापस मिल रहा है? 4 साल में और 20 लाख मिलेगा। तो 50 लाख मिला था और 20 लाख मिला, टोटल हो गया 70 लाख। इसको बोलते हैं क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो। अभी इसको देखकर हमको पे बैक पीरियड निकालना है। पे बैक पीरियड का मतलब व्हाट इज द कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट? प्रोजेक्ट में कितना पैसा लगा था? कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट कितना है? कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट है 50 लाख। आपको पता है क्वेश्चन में ये दिया था, क्वेश्चन में 50 लाख लगेगा, तो कितने साल में देखो 50 लाख वापस, 50 लाख वापस के लिए आपको देखिए 50 लाख यहाँ पर वापस मिलता है, तो उसके सामने में कितना साल लिखा हुआ है, वही साल आपका पे बैक पीरियड बन गया। तो आपका पे बैक पीरियड कितना बना, 3 इयर्स। इसका मतलब आपका 3 साल में 50 लाख वापस मिल जाएगा। तो योर पे बैक पीरियड इन दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज 3 इयर्स। ओके, क्लियर, समझ में आ रहा है पे बैक पीरियड कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? ओके, नेक्स्ट हम जाएंगे नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम, एग्जाम्पल नंबर 3। एग्जाम्पल नंबर 3 लिखिए, द कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ ए प्रोजेक्ट इज 50,000। एक प्रोजेक्ट को करने में कितना आउटफ्लो आएगा, 50,000। ओके, कैश आउटफ्लो है 50,000। The life of the project is 5 years. Okay, life is 5 years. The expected cash inflow are year 1 में मिलेगा 15,000, year 2 में 25,000, year 3 में 30,000, year 4 में 10,000, year 5 में 5,000। कैलकुलेट पे बैक पीरियड। तो यहाँ पर जैसे हर साल का पे, अगर कैश फ्लो सेम नहीं है, हमको और एक कॉलम बनाना पड़ता है, क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो। तो क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो का कॉलम बनाएंगे, तो देखेंगे यही क्वेश्चन को हम अभी यहाँ पर देखेंगे। क्या लिखा हुआ है, ईयर, ईयर क्या है, 1 2 3 4 5, ईयर उतार दिया 1 2 3 4 5। फिर फर्स्ट ईयर में कितना मिला, 15,000, सेकेंड ईयर में 25,000, थर्ड ईयर में 30,000, 4 साल में 10,000, 5 साल में 5,000। इसको कहां से उतार दिया, क्वेश्चन से उतार दिया, कॉलम 1 कॉलम 2 क्वेश्चन से मिल गया। फिर हमको निकालना है क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो। व्हाट इज क्यूमुलेटिव कैश इनफ्लो, फर्स्ट ईयर में कितना मिला, 15,000 मिला फर्स्ट ईयर के एंड तक। सेकेंड ईयर के एंड तक कितना मिला था, 15 मिला और 25 मिला, 40,000। थर्ड ईयर के एंड में कितना मिला, 40 मिला था और 30, 40 प्लस 30 70,000। फोर्थ ईयर में कितना मिला, 70 मिला था और 10 मिला, 80,000। और फिफ्थ ईयर में कितना मिला, 80 मिला था और 5 मिला, 85,000। लेकिन व्हाट इज आवर कैश आउटफ्लो, कैश आउटफ्लो कितना है, 50,000। हम ढूंढ रहे हैं 50,000 कितने साल में मिला, तो कैश आउटफ्लो लिखिए, कैश आउटफ्लो इज इक्वल टू 50,000। तो ये 50,000 कहां पर मिल रहा है, फर्स्ट ईयर में मिल रहा है, नहीं सर। सेकेंड ईयर में 40 मिल रहा है। थर्ड ईयर में 70 मिल रहा है। इसका मतलब हमको पता चल गया जो 50,000 है वो 40 और 70 के बीच में है। इसका मतलब हमारा पे बैक पीरियड 2 to 3 इयर्स के अंदर में है, क्योंकि पे बैक पीरियड 2 to 3 इयर्स मतलब 2 से 3 के बीच में कहीं पर है। पे बैक पीरियड इज इक्वल टू, हमको पता चल गया कितना, 2 to 3 इयर्स। 2 to 3 कहां से आया पता चल रहा है बेटा, 2 से 3 के बीच में क्यों है, क्योंकि 50,000 40,000 और 70,000 के बीच में आता है। 40,000 ये है, 70,000 ये है, इसके बीच में 50,000 आएगा। 50,000 क्या है, कैश आउटफ्लो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, तो ये 2 से 3 साल के बीच में आता है। तो पे बैक पीरियड इज 2 to 3 इयर्स। लेकिन एग्जैक्टली कितना है पे बैक पीरियड, उसको निकालने के लिए हमको एक फॉर्मूला डालना पड़ेगा। व्हाट इज आवर फॉर्मूला, फॉर्मूला है पे बैक पीरियड इज इक्वल टू, फॉर्मूला है पे बैक पीरियड इज इक्वल टू लोअर ईयर प्लस इनिशियल आउटफ्लो माइनस सीएफ एट लोअर डिवाइड बाय सीएफ एट हायर। ये क्या है, लोअर ईयर। अच्छा, पे बैक पीरियड कितने के कितने बीच में है, 203 के बीच में है। तो लोअर ईयर कौन सा है, 2। तो पे बैक पीरियड इज इक्वल टू लोअर ईयर 2 इयर्स प्लस CF at lower. What is CF? Cumulative flow at lower. Cumulative value at lower. Cumulative value कितना है, 40,000। at lower, lower मतलब 2 का cumulative value 40,000 लिख दिया। तो लोअर ईयर प्लस इनिशियल आउटफ्लो है 50